number 13 from February of 1986, the Menace of Megatron. And this one is a bit different. Okay, so it starts out with this guy. He's running. He's running from these thugs that are shooting at him, and he falls and hits his face in the ditch, and he's gonna pull himself up, and he notices, hey, look, there's a gun there, a Walther P.38. Okay, so anyways, one of the gangsters gun jam. So it's like, oh, no, not the gangster gun jam, his gun jam. I'm sorry. So the gun jam. So they're laughing at him, and so they're gonna shoot. It's like, come on, you could try again, whatever. And sure enough, kaboom. So he didn't even pull the trigger. He's like, what's going on? And so come on. Old pages. I like an old comic book, but hold on. There we go. Okay, so he just runs because he's freaked out. He runs. He gets inside of a barn, and it's like, what's up with this? So it just all of a sudden it transforms, and it is Megatron. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the G1 Transformers, as Megatron was a handgun. Okay, so anyway, so it's like, okay, so what's up with you? So he begins to give him a short synopsis about who he was, what the Decepticons did. They want to dominate society, but in the last in Transformers number 8, he falls off the cliff and he transforms into a gun to brace for impact, but his overall cerebral circuits are gotten scrambled, kind of loose, so he's pretty much a drone and will do whatever someone says. So I was like, okay, that could be useful. So anyway, so the guys that got blasted, you can't really have someone killed in a kid's comic. So I think that's what they were trying to do. Because that's, at the time, that's what it was marketed for, because of the cartoon and everything, and kids got the comic because of the toys and because of the TV show. It was all about making sure that there was a good content, that parents wouldn't be freaked out. So that's what it was about. So anyway, so they go back to the boss, and he says, all right, you two bums, you better find him. I got my reputation on the line. Because, typical loan shark operation, He owed money, so anyway, so he's in town, he gets back, everybody's saying how nice guy he is and everything, and, it's a nice, nice neighborhood. I mean, it's a poor neighborhood, but a nice neighborhood. So he gets back to his apartment, and he's like, man, they're gonna come looking for me. This thing is really weird and everything, and he's about to smash him here. He's like, nah, better not. So sure enough, they find out where he lives. They know where he lives, so they bust in there as he hears someone coming, and so he grabs Megatron and he escapes through the window. So he's waiting. Come on. Alright. So anyways, so we're on the rooftop, and so it's like, you're outnumbered, all this other stuff, and so he's like, alright, just take him out. And it did. Take him out, don't kill. So he has this whole ethics thing that he doesn't want to kill anybody. So he can't stay. He can't stay there, So he goes to a motel, and he's a couple bucks shy and says, no, that ain't gonna happen. So what does he do? He starts robbing places. And Megatron helps him and everything else like that. because it's a powerful blast. I mean, it's a concussion blast, but I mean, it can, it can kill if a direct hit is made. So, needlessly, is a path of destruction, and so he becomes this big shot, the man with the super gun. Um, so, anyways, he starts robbing banks and doing everything, and having his own crime empire and whatever. And sure enough, there's the National Guard, and so it's Megatron. So Megatron makes quick work of everybody. Okay, still somehow it doesn't kill anybody. Why? Because you don't want to make parents mad. This has been approved by the Comics Code Authority in the 80s, even though it was kind of started to get a little lax in the 70s and 80s. Anyway, so he's upset because he feels like, he's the laughing stock of the crime world and everything else like that. So he, sure enough, oh, did I skip a page? Okay, yes I did. So anyways, back, he has his own penthouse and whatever. It's like, okay, you guys are just leeches. I do all the work. Me and Megatron, we do all the work. So he kicks them all out, wants to talk to Megatron. Doesn't say anything because it's kind of a drone. So he heads back to his old neighborhood. And now they're all afraid of him because they know he's the guy with the super gun. So sure enough, he's like, all right, time to settle this once and for all. He should have done in the first place, in my personal opinion, but I'll give my reactions a little later. So anyway, so he gets there, and he makes quick work of everybody, and so he's about to shoot him. And apparently, when you pull the trigger on Megatron, it doesn't fire. Apparently. Okay, so sure enough, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna drop the gun. It's like, okay, gun went off. It's like, whatever. So he just knocks the guy out. It gives him $600. All this over $600. Um, and interest. It's like, here's the money I owe you, whatever. Sure enough, Megatron transforms, and he's like, okay, my circuits are rewired. How dare you? How dare you tell me what to do? Command Megatron around. Nobody does that. Nobody. And it's like, you know what? I got my revenge. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever. Do what you want. I fulfilled my mission. I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of nobody. So, Megatron, he's like, alright, you got my respect, but if you ever try to tell me what to do again, you're dead. So, sure enough, he goes off to the sunset, police show up. I said, I don't have the guns. Like, who do you suppose did all this? I was like, oh, it's a long story. And that's the end. I was like, you know what? And so, this is my opinion. If he knew what the gun would do, so this is what I would do personally. And I thought it would be a shorter story. I would have gone to the loan shark's house almost immediately after they tried to bust into my place, make quick work, before you're known for having a super gun, and then whatever, and then have something like, well, maybe Starscream will come and pick them up, and then, because that would be Starscream's, like, fantasy if Megatron was a subservient drone. So it was the impact of Megatron being dropped that required his circuits to be, to have all his faculties again, to no longer be a drone. But, if he's a drone, why would he tell you the history and everything? Kind of shouldn't remember. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. It's like he's a drone, but he could tell you all about himself. Interesting. So, yeah. This was in 1986, and later that year they came out with a movie. That kind of changed the dynamics of Transformers altogether. But the continuity between the comics and the cartoon went in a little bit different ways at this point. All right, guys. So tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for more for notifications, and I'll get another comic book review to you. All right, peace out.